Hear, hear.
My question is to the Minister for Industry. What progress is the Albanese Labor government making in establishing the National Reconstruction Fund, and why is a new approach to support our manufacturing industry so important?
Order. The member for Barker will not interject before ministers speak. The Minister for Industry and Science has the call.
Thank you, Speaker, and thanks to the member for Gilmore, who is a very strong supporter and recognises how important Australian manufacturing is in our regions in providing jobs and a stronger economic future for the country. Now, earlier this year, the Parliament legislated for the National Reconstruction Fund, a $15 billion fund that is the greatest investment in manufacturing capabilities in living memory. The NRF is an investment in Australian firms, in Australian workers, using their know-how and Australian resources to be able to make things in Australia. And today I announced the next step in delivering on our election commitment to set up the National Reconstruction Fund, the appointment of the independent board to provide high-calibre stewardship and for an investment of this size and importance, as it rightly demands. On any measure, this is a supremely qualified board, 8 well-respected, highly experienced members, a board made up of different experiences, different skills, different viewpoints from different corners of the country, but unified with the view that we can build a stronger economic future for the nation. A group of fine Australians ready to help take Australia forward, and I thank them enormously for their willingness to serve. The NRF is a massive springboard for Australian industry.
The Minister for Infrastructure and the member for Barker will cease interjecting.
It's about deepening Australia's economic complexity through value-adding to our natural advantages. And in opposition, Labor said we needed to learn from the lessons of the pandemic. These weren't just words for the moment. These provide a roadmap for our economic future, and that's what the NRF will deliver. This new approach is sorely needed after a decade of waste and mismanagement from those opposite. The Liberal and National Party's only energy towards manufacturing is to drive manufacturers out of our country, who abused taxpayer dollars through grant programs designed to deliver political benefit, not in the national benefit.
Order. The Minister will pause. I want to hear from the Manager of Opposition Business.
Mr Speaker, the question was what progress is in establishing the National Reconstruction Framework? Why is a new approach to manufacturing so important? And what we've heard this minister do is spend...
Yep. Thank you. Thank you. The minister has had some time. I'm going to bring him back to the question.
And I know the history burns like holy water, but the reality is that's what they have to learn from. They abused taxpayer dollars, and there was never an opportunity too big for those opposite to miss. And in fact, the Liberal and National parties have done everything they can in opposition to make life harder for Australian manufacturers, voting against the National Reconstruction Fund, voting against the energy price relief that manufacturers needed at a time they needed it most. But what do you expect from the party of robo-debt only focused on making people's lives harder?
To the question.
Today is an important step in the establishment of the National Reconstruction Fund, and we thank those Australians who are prepared to serve.
Time has